I cleaned her wounds. She looked at me. Do you know you're touching the queen of the galaxy, human? The station had been silent for a very long time. Elias knew silence well. Deep space was full of it. Still, this silence felt different. It was heavy, like the station itself was holding its breath. He floated slowly through a broken corridor, the soft hum of his suit the only sound around him. Emergency lights flickered weakly along the curved walls, painting everything in tired red and amber colors. Long banners hung loose from the ceiling, covered in symbols Elias didn't recognize. Diplomatic markings, maybe, something important once. Now it was empty. Another dead place, Elias said to himself. He always talked when he worked alone. It reminded him he still existed. He checked his scanner again. No life signs, no power spikes, no active defenses, just old air, metal, and dust. The station had been marked as abandoned on the trade networks. No warnings, no stories, that alone made it strange. Stations this big didn't just get forgotten. Elias drifted forward, boots touching the floor as artificial gravity weakly pulled him down. The place looked untouched, not damaged by war or disaster. Chairs were still neatly placed around long tables. Data screens were dark but intact. It felt like everyone had stood up and left at the same moment. He didn't like that. Still, salvage paid well, and curiosity was a stronger force than fear. He moved deeper into the station, passing wide observation windows that looked out into endless stars. Somewhere far away, a system light pulsed slowly like a tired heartbeat. Then his scanner beeped. Elias froze. He checked it again. A faint signal, weak, almost gone. "Life sign," he whispered. The scanner confirmed it, one barely alive. His heart started beating faster. This wasn't normal. Abandoned stations didn't have survivors after this long. He followed the signal carefully, moving through sealed doors that opened only after long delays. Whatever this place was, it had once been important enough to protect. The signal led him to a small chamber at the edge of the station. The door was half-sealed, bent slightly inward. It looked like someone had forced it shut from the inside. Elias hesitated. Protocol said to leave. Unknown species, unknown situation, unknown risks. Elias ignored protocol. He pried the door open with effort, metal groaning as it moved. Inside, the room was dim, lit only by a soft blue glow coming from the floor itself. And in the center of the room, lying against a curved wall, was a woman. At least, she looked like a woman. She was tall, her form slender but strong. Her skin shimmered faintly like starlight trapped under glass. Long silver-white hair spilled across the floor. Strange markings glowed softly along her arms and neck, pulsing slowly, weakly. She was injured. Darkened patches marked her side and shoulder, not bleeding but clearly damaged. Her breathing was shallow. Her eyes were closed. Elias felt his chest tighten. "Oh," he breathed. "Oh no." His scanner struggled to identify her species. It failed completely. Unknown biology. Unknown systems, unknown everything. He knelt slowly, keeping his movements calm and visible even though she was unconscious. A habit, respect. "I don't know who you are," he said quietly, "but you're not dying here if I can help it." He opened his medical kit. It wasn't advanced, just basic human tools, cleaners, sealants, universal antiseptic foam. It wasn't made for aliens, but it was all he had. He started with the simplest thing, clean. He carefully applied sterilizing mist around her wounds. The foam reacted strangely, glowing faintly as it adjusted. That surprised him, but it didn't burn or harden incorrectly. Good sign. He worked slowly, gently. He talked the whole time. "I'm Elias, just a salvager, no rank, no importance," he said. "You don't have to wake up. Just stay alive." The markings on her skin pulsed slightly brighter. Elias didn't notice. He cleaned the damaged areas as best he could, careful not to cause pain. Her skin felt warm under his gloves, alive, stronger than it looked. He sealed what he could using adaptive patches. They shifted color, trying to match her biology. "Please work," Elias muttered. The patches held. Her breathing deepened just a little. Relief washed over him, slow and shaky. He leaned back slightly, giving her space, watching carefully. He didn't touch her any more unless necessary. That felt important, even if he didn't know why. Minutes passed. Then her eyes opened. They were nothing like human eyes. They held stars, not reflections, depth. Ancient depth. Awareness so sharp it felt like being seen all the way through. Elias froze completely. She didn't move. She didn't panic. She simply looked at him. Then she spoke. Her voice was calm, smooth, and perfectly clear. "Do you know," she said slowly, "that you are touching the queen of the galaxy, human?" The words hung in the air. Elias blinked once, twice. Then he frowned slightly. No, he said honestly. Silence followed. Her gaze stayed on him, studying him with quiet intensity. Not anger, not fear, curiosity. Elias swallowed. I didn't know who you were, he continued. You were hurt, so I helped. For a long moment she said nothing. Then very slowly she smiled. And the entire room seemed to breathe again. The woman did not move after she spoke. She simply watched Elias. The words she had said stayed in the air, heavy and unreal. Queen of the galaxy. Elias had heard many strange things in space. Traders lied. Pirates bragged. Old explorers told stories that grew bigger every time they were repeated. But this was different. This was not spoken with pride or threat. It was said like a fact. Elias slowly pulled his hands back and raised them slightly, palms open. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't know, I still don't know, I just saw someone hurt. The woman studied him closely. Her eyes moved over his face, his worn suit, the scratches on his gloves, the simple tools floating beside him. You believed I was a nobody, she said, and yet you helped. Yes, Elias replied. That's normal where I'm from. She tilted her head slightly. No, she said. It is not. She tried to sit up. Elias moved forward without thinking, then stopped himself, unsure. Careful, he said. You're still injured. She paused, then allowed him to help. His hands were steady as he supported her back. Her body felt stronger than it looked, like there was more weight to her presence than physics could explain. She sat against the wall, breathing slowly. You cleaned my wounds, she said. You used tools made for your own kind. That was dangerous. Elias gave a small shrug. Everything out here is dangerous. She looked at him again, more closely this time. What is your name, human? Elias. And you hold no rank? No oath, no orders. Elias shook his head. Just a contract to look for scrap, and even that is flexible. That seemed to surprise her. The queen looked around the small chamber. Her eyes rested on the sealed door, the dim light, the empty space. This station was once the center of peace, she said softly. Treaties were signed here. Species who could not speak to each other learned to listen. Elias listened carefully. He could feel that these words mattered. And now, he asked. Now it is forgotten, she replied. As I was meant to be, he frowned. Meant to be. She closed her eyes for a moment, then opened them again. My guards evacuated the station, she said. They followed orders perfectly. Why leave you behind? Elias asked before he could stop himself. She did not look offended. Because I ordered them to. That answer only raised more questions. Elias leaned back against the opposite wall, giving her space but staying close enough to help if needed. I don't understand, he said. If you're really who you say you are, then people would be looking for you, whole fleets. They are, the queen said calmly, but they are looking in the wrong places. She lifted one long hand and touched the glowing marks on her arm. The galaxy is built on balance, she continued. Every system, every alliance, every law, balance is beautiful. But balance is fragile. Elias nodded slowly. He didn't fully understand, but he understood enough. And something broke it, he said. Yes, she looked tired now, not weak, tired in a way that came from carrying too much for too long. The galaxy is failing, she said. Not loudly, not with war or fire, quietly, slowly. Elias felt a chill run through him. What does that have to do with you being hurt? He asked. She looked down at her side at the sealed wound. I am connected to the systems that hold the galaxy together, she said. When they weaken, I feel it. When they break, so do I, Elias swallowed. That's a lot. Yes. They sat in silence for a moment, then Elias spoke again. Why stay here alone? She met his gaze. Because rulers see from above, she said. But understanding comes from being close to the ground. I needed to feel the failure directly. And you almost died, Elias said quietly. Almost. He shook his head slowly. That's not leadership where I come from. No, she asked. No, he said. Leaders where I come from survive, even if they have to crawl. The queen's lips curved slightly again. Interesting. She studied him with renewed focus. You do not fear me, she said. I don't know you well enough to fear you, Elias replied. And honestly, after seeing you hurt, it feels wrong. Wrong, she repeated. Yes, like fearing someone with a broken leg, the queen laughed. The sound was soft, surprised, and very real. No one has ever spoken to me like that, she said. Well, Elias said, rubbing the back of his neck, no one ever told me not to. Her laughter faded into a thoughtful silence. Humanity, she said slowly. You are a young species, new to the greater galaxy, observed but not trusted. Why do you think that is? Elias considered the question. Because we're messy, he said. We don't fit clean systems, we change rules when they stop working. That is dangerous, she said. Yes, Elias agreed, but it keeps us alive. The queen leaned back, her eyes glowing faintly brighter. The galaxy does not like change, she said. It was designed to prevent it. Elias raised an eyebrow. Designed? Yes, she said. Long ago, before your species reached the stars. He felt very small suddenly. And now it can't adapt, he said. No, she replied. It is breaking instead. She looked at him with quiet seriousness. You helped me without knowing who I was, she said. That action has consequences. Elias sighed. Yeah, he said. I was afraid you'd say that. Not punishment, she clarified. Possibility. He looked up at her. What kind? The queen straightened slightly as much as her injuries allowed. I want to understand humanity, she said. Not from reports, not from councils, from you. Elias blinked. Me. You, she said. A single human, no rank, no ambition. No preparation. He let out a short laugh. That sounds like a terrible idea, she smiled again. That is often where the best ideas begin. The station hummed softly around them, ancient systems waking just a little as if listening. Elias looked at her, then at the sealed door, then back at her. All right, he said, I'll talk. And somewhere deep in the quiet galaxy, something began to shift. The queen listened. She did not interrupt Elias even once. The small chamber felt warmer now. Not because the lights were brighter, but because the silence between them had changed. It was no longer empty. It was full of attention. Elias sat on the floor, his back against the curved wall. He had removed his helmet. The air in the chamber adjusted automatically, clean and gentle. The station still remembered how to care for guests. You wanted to understand humanity, Elias said. I don't know if I can explain us properly. That is acceptable, the queen replied. Truth does not require perfection. Elias thought about that. Where I come from, he began, nothing lasts the way it's supposed to. The queen's eyes focused on him. Our planets change, our governments fall, our technology breaks, even our best plans fail. She said nothing. We grew up knowing things can go wrong, Elias continued. So when they do, we don't freeze, we move. You adapt, she said. Yes, Elias replied. Sometimes badly, sometimes too late, but we try. The queen leaned slightly forward. Most galactic species were shaped for stability, she said. Their biology, their culture, their thinking, they avoid risk. Elias smiled faintly. Humans don't avoid it very well. Why? Elias took a breath. Because avoiding risk never saved us, he said. Facing it did. The queen closed her eyes. Images appeared in the air between them, not sharp images, but impressions. Flooded cities, broken machines, sick people helping each other survive, worlds changing again and again. Elias felt his throat tighten. You carry scars, the queen said softly. We do, Elias agreed, but scars mean healing happened. The queen opened her eyes. The galaxy fears chaos, she said. It was built to prevent it. And that's why it's failing, Elias replied. Yes, she stood slowly now. Her movements were careful but steady. The wounds Elias had treated glowed faintly, already healing faster than expected. You see the problem clearly, she said. Because we live in it, Elias answered. The queen walked to the observation window. Stars stretched endlessly beyond the glass. Long ago, she said, the galaxy nearly destroyed itself. Species fought not with weapons but with systems, control, influence, perfection. She rested her hand against the glass. So we built balance, she continued. Rules that never changed, structures that resisted disorder. And now the rules are breaking, Elias said. Yes, she replied, because life changes always. She turned back to him. Humans were never meant to exist in this system, she said. And yet you do. Elias raised an eyebrow. We get that a lot. That is not an insult, she said. It is a realization. She studied him again, deeper than before. You do not seek to rule, she said. You do not seek control. You help repair, adjust, and move on. Elias shrugged. Someone has to clean the mess, the queen smiled. That may be the most dangerous trait of all. Elias laughed quietly. We hear that too. They stood in silence for a moment. Then the queen asked a question that surprised him. Why did you not ask for anything? Elias blinked. What do you mean? You saved my life, she said. Many would have asked for reward, protection, status. Elias thought for a moment. I guess it didn't feel like a trade, he said. Just something that needed doing. The queen looked thoughtful. In my time, she said slowly, entire civilizations have negotiated for less. That made Elias uncomfortable. I'm not special, he said. I just did what felt right. That, the Queen replied, is exactly what makes you special. The station hummed softly, its ancient system slowly waking more fully now. Power flowed, lights brightened. Somewhere far away, long silent beacons prepared to activate. The galaxy is watching, the Queen said. Elias stiffened. Us? Yes, he swallowed. I don't like being watched. Neither do we, she said. That is another human trait. She walked closer to him. I will return to the galaxy soon, she said. They will ask what I learned. And what will you tell them? Elias asked. She looked at him with calm certainty. That humanity does not fix systems, she said. You fix people inside them. Elias didn't know what to say to that. I will tell them, she continued, that the galaxy does not need another ruler. She paused. It needs helpers. Elias felt something shift inside his chest. You're going to change things, he said. Yes, she replied, because now I understand why balance failed. She reached out not to command but to ask, and I understand why humanity must be included. Elias looked at her hand, then took it. It felt warm, real, not power. Not fear, connection. Far across the stars, systems began to respond. And for the first time in a long time, the galaxy did not resist change. The station was no longer asleep. Lights that had been dark for years now glowed softly along the curved halls. Panels came alive one by one, not loudly, not suddenly, but like something waking naturally after a long rest. The deep hum of power filled the walls, steady and calm. Elias noticed it first. It's waking up, he said quietly. Yes, the Queen replied. It recognizes that I am no longer failing. She stood near the center of the chamber now, fully upright. The wounds Elias had treated were almost gone. Only faint marks remained, like memories written into her skin. You healed faster than expected, Elias said. The Queen looked down at herself. Your methods were imperfect, she said, but they were flexible. That made the difference. Elias smiled faintly. That sounds like humanity. The Queen turned to face him. The galaxy will ask what happened here, she said. They will demand reasons, plans, authority. Elias felt a tight feeling in his chest. I don't want to be part of that, he said honestly. I'm not a leader. I don't belong in councils or thrones. The Queen studied him carefully. That answer confirms everything, she said. Elias frowned. Confirms what? She walked slowly toward him, her presence filling the room without pressure. That you are exactly the kind of human the galaxy needs, she said. Elias shook his head. No, I fix broken doors and sell scrap. I don't fix galaxies. You already have, she replied. That made him uncomfortable. I didn't do anything special, he said. I just helped one person. Yes, she said, and that is how change begins. The Queen gestured, and the air between them shifted. A soft display formed, stars, systems, glowing lines connecting worlds. This is the galactic network, she said. Every trade route, every treaty, every balance point. Elias stared at it. It looks fragile, he said. It is, she replied, because it relies on perfection. She highlighted several points. They flickered, unstable. These systems cannot adjust, she continued. When something unexpected happens, they break instead of bending. Elias crossed his arms. And humans bend, he said. Yes, the Queen answered. You bend, you patch. You improvise, you continue. She turned to him fully now. I intend to change the structure of the galaxy, she said, but I will not rule it alone anymore. Elias felt his heart drop. No, he said quickly. Don't look at me like that. She raised an eyebrow. Like what? Like you're about to offer me something I don't want. The Queen smiled gently. I will offer you something, she said, but not power. Elias relaxed just a little. What then? Choice, she replied. She expanded the display. New paths appeared, small points spreading across systems. Humans will not rule, she said. They will not command fleets or sit above others. Elias nodded slowly. They will be placed within the systems, she continued. As connectors, repairers, listeners. Problem solvers, Elias said. Yes, the Queen replied. Where balance fails, humans adapt. Where systems freeze, humans move. Elias was quiet for a long time. That sounds dangerous, he finally said. It is, she agreed. People will blame us when things go wrong. They already do, she said calmly. Elias laughed softly. That sounds familiar. The Queen's expression became serious again. I will ask humanity to step forward, she said. Not as rulers, not as saviors, she paused, but as participants. Elias looked at the stars. We're not ready, he said. No species ever is, she replied. He thought about Earth, about human colonies, about people arguing, fixing, failing, trying again. We'll make mistakes, he said. Yes, the queen said, but you will not stop. She reached out, placing her hand lightly over his chest. That is why I trust you. The station lights grew brighter. Far away, ancient communication arrays activated, sending signals across the galaxy. They're calling for you, Elias said. They are, she replied. And when I answer, everything will change. Elias took a slow breath. I don't want my name remembered, he said suddenly. The queen looked at him. I don't want statues or titles, he continued. If humans help, let it be because it's right, not because of me. The queen smiled, a smile full of respect. Then history will remember the act, she said, not the actor. She turned toward the central chamber. Come, she said, witness the beginning. They entered the main hall together. The massive space lit up as holograms formed, representatives across the galaxy watching, waiting. The queen stood tall. Elias stood beside her, small, human, unimportant, and yet everything felt balanced for the first time. My people, the queen said, her voice carrying across stars. I was wounded not by war, but by stagnation. The assembly stirred. I was healed, she continued, by a species you have overlooked. Elias felt every eye turned toward him. Humans do not seek control, the queen said. They seek solutions. She lifted her hand. I offer no throne to them, she said. Only responsibility. Silence followed. Then acceptance began to ripple outward. Elias closed his eyes. He didn't feel powerful. He felt useful. And that was enough.